Okay, so let's get on our feet. And on that note, let's change up our energy and start bouncing. Because when I feel irritated, oftentimes I just bounce. So go ahead, start shrugging. Maybe lift the foot. Within no time, that stress moves through. The energy changes. Go ahead and start shaking the hands. Nobody, I know. It's just a really quiet day. Go ahead and lift the hands. Shaking them side to side, forward and back, as vigorously or as calmly as suits you. Look, we're already smiling. Bring the hands down to the shoulders, shaking side to side. Back down, long, kicking, maybe a little bounce in between. Not worrying about what we look like, just moving the energy around a little bit more vigorously. Shaking, shaking. However, the body just kind of feels like it needs to move through all the stagnant energy and air. Let's go for 5 more seconds. Good. And we'll find ourselves with our feet under our hips. And before we start moving again, let's take a moment to notice the mood of the body and the energy running through. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more. 1 more, just like that. Settling into the space, feeling all the vibrations in our bodies. Maybe setting an intention for tonight's practice, something you've been battling with this week that you need some headspace to process, gain a little clarity over, or maybe just an energy that you need to change. Coming back to the space around us, blinking our eyes open, feet are under our hips, gentle knees, just a soft bend in them. We're going to sway the arms left and right. And again, as gently or as vigorously, maybe that gets a little bit more vigorous as we go, letting the arms wrap around us, tap onto the back or the legs, gentle rotations. A little bit of Kundalini yoga. Once again, just changing up the energy. Reset ourselves for the weekend ahead. Let's do 2 more on each side. And then we'll find our way back to stillness. Gently allowing the arms once again to fall at our sides. I'm going to do a head to toe, not only a body scan, but we're going to move gently, head to toe to start. So starting with the neck, circling it left to right. Noting the sensations in each part of the body as we move through. Noting where we may be holding on to tension, where our energy may be blocked. Slowly starting to become aware of it and move it through. You're welcome to start circling the neck backwards, full circle if that feels good for you and you have no neck issues. Just exploring the range of motion that works for you tonight while we honor the state of our body. 2 more. Bringing our head over to one side. Bringing the ear towards the shoulder. Just hanging out there. Noticing what's happening in the opposite side of the neck. You're welcome to bring your hand on top of the head, but it's not necessary. breathing into the side of the neck. This is exactly where Susa needs to be right now. Good. And let's go back to the center, rolling the head left to right again, or all the way around. Gently rolling, finding your range of motion. Maybe it's a little bit different than when we did it the first time. One more. And then we'll slowly make our way over to the other shoulder, bringing the ear towards the shoulder. Once again, just allowing natural gravity to draw the ear down. Noticing the sensations on the opposite side of the neck. Moving around as needed. Susa, go ahead and roll your head to the opposite shoulder. Yeah. Good. Taking the time to get some balance there. And then let's go ahead and roll a few more times left to right. Gentle rolling. Half circle or full circle, whatever suits you. One more time. And then we'll come all the way back to center. Bringing our head back and rolling the shoulders at the same time. Let's go backwards to start. Again, noting wherever we may be holding on to tension in the upper back and neck. One more. And then we'll switch directions, coming forward this time. One more. Good. Bringing our right hand across our body, bringing our left hand onto the forearm. Not bringing the arm up around the neck, but across the shoulder, and then looking over the shoulder that we're pulling on. Breathing again into the upper arm and the back. One more breath. And let's bring that same arm all the way up over our head, behind, pressing down on the elbow so that the hand comes between the shoulder blades. Gentle pressing, working the tricep here. Pressing the head against the arm as possible. Opening up the chest at the same time, steady rhythm move back. Maybe a side bend into it. And release the left hand and extend the right arm all the way over. Gentle side bend here. Keeping the arm above the ear. Good. And let's come back to center. Good. With the left arm coming across the body, reaching onto it, looking over the left shoulder. Drawing our breath into the upper neck and upper back. Coming back to center, bringing that left arm all the way up over our head, pressing down on the elbow, reaching between the shoulder blades again. And pressing the head into the arm. deep breaths. Option to come into a side bend over to the right. One more breath, and then we'll release the right arm and extend the left arm over the ear as possible. Optional, of course. Opening up the side body, you may feel this wrapping down into the lower back. Good, one more breath. And inhale, come back to center. Good. Bring the arms parallel to the floor, palms are facing out, and let's try to bring the arms behind us as far as possible, lifting the chest, opening up the chest and the biceps, pressing the palms as if we're superheroes. Stopping all the energy that doesn't serve us from entering our bubble. 2 more breaths. And go ahead and release that. Oh, that feels good. Round up the shoulders. Good. All right, let's go ahead and inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Holding here, starting to get into the lower back and the legs. Grabbing onto the inside of the elbows. Let's sway left and right, bending one knee at a time, shifting our weight. And allowing the head to hang heavy. Starting to notice what's happening in the back of the legs. Holding here, finding stillness, bending the knees, tucking the chest into the thigh muscles, allowing the head and the arms to hang heavy. And let's wrap our hands underneath the fronts of our feet. Deep breaths in. And on the exhale, we'll press the knees back gently. On the inhale, we lower back down, starting to gain a little bit of length in the back body, all the way from the calves through to the head. Floating up with the exhale, floating back down with the inhale, keeping the chest close to the thighs. 2 more. We'll hold the last one. Breathing deeply. For 1 more breath. Good. We're going to slowly start to move through our vinyasa. So on the inhale, coming to halfway, flat back. Good. Drawing the shoulders back. Exhale, forward, we'll fold. Inhale, swan diving all the way up, hands together. And to heart center, exhaling. Good. Going through that, adding a chair. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping all the way up, hands together, chair. We go into our exhale. Good. Inhale, up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping our arms up, palms together. Exhale, chair. And let's float through this 3 more times. Maybe adding a bit of a back bend at the top in our extended mountain. flowing to our breath. Chair. Good. One more. Reaching and gazing up. And let's hold this chair. Good. Checking in, can we see our toes beyond our knees? Maybe drawing the navel back through the back a little bit. Finding somewhere to gaze at, keeping our shoulders away from the ears, standing back, firmly pressing the palms together. Yes, coming light in the toes, aren't we? Good. Maybe going a little bit lower. Maintaining our presence in this moment, these moments that we find are a little bit more challenging. And let's come all the way up, arching, holding here, palms together. Deep breath, gazing up as possible. Good. And let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Forward fold. All the way back up. Hands to heart center, stepping back into a crescent lunge. Finding stability between our legs, even strength between both. Both legs are engaged. Good. On the inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up, straightening the front leg. On the exhale, we lower back down into our lunge, lunging the front leg. Good. Finding our flow. To keep the back leg nice and strong as the front leg lunges. Feel the power through the balls of the back foot, the toes, everything's lining up. Let's do two more. Holding here, finding our stability, pressing the back knee away, lifting the quadricep as we engage. Option to lift the arms over the shoulders, reaching tall with the upper body. Option to keep the hands on the hips, absolutely listening to our bodies. Deep breath in. And let's rotate open, reaching the left hand back towards the right foot, gazing over the left shoulder, checking in with the shoulders and the jaw, making sure that we're not holding on to a bunch of tension. Inhale back to center, lifting the arms one more time, planting the back foot, pivoting, warrior two. Checking in with the pelvis, checking in with our stability, even weight between both legs, gazing over the front hand. Yeah, the lunged leg, make sure you can see your toes beyond the knee. Good, keeping our hands shoulder height, not up around our ears, very good. Now let's come into a reverse warrior. Inhale, flipping the front hand, holding here for 5 breaths. Deep breaths in. On the next exhale, we windmill our arms forward. Good, extended side angle. Reaching the arm above the body or beyond the head, reaching over the ear, whatever feels most comfortable for you and suitable for your practice. Engaging the right glute, pressing the pelvis forward, staying in the side body. Good. And windmilling backward. Inhale, reverse warrior, straightening the front leg, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle. Coming back, floating through that, inhaling, reverse. Exhaling, coming forward. Adding in a reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhaling, reverse triangle. And triangle. And let's float through those 4 poses on the inhale back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, straightening the front leg. Exhale, triangle. Let's go through that again. Warrior. Side angle. Reverse. Triangle. And triangle. Again. Using our breath to power the movements. One more flow. All 4. Good. Holding in our triangle. Yay. Finding stability. Calm strength. 2 more breaths. Good. And bringing the top hand to meet the bottom hand. Lunging forward, stepping back into forward fold. Good. Let's hang here for just a moment, swaying if that feels good. As we reset and do the same sequence on the other side. So let's come back to center, finding our stillness. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping our arms up, palms together. Exhale into our chair. Let's do one more flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, happen. Forward fold. Scooping up. Hands to heart. Stepping back. Floating the left leg back this time. Crescent lunge. Good. Up on the toes of the back foot. You got it. Finding our stability in our lunge to start with. Feeling the knee pressing back. Exactly engaging the quadricep. On the inhale, we sweep our arms up, straightening the front leg. Exhale, we come back down to our lunge, keeping our back leg straight. Flowing to our breath. Using the breath to restore our inner balance as we start to activate the nervous system. Come all the way back down. Good. Lifting the back knee. You got it. Option to extend the arms over the shoulders. Option to keep them at your hips or wrapped around the body. Keeping the torso tall. Elongating the spine. Lifting the chest. And grounding in that front leg, you got it. Deep breath in. And then we'll rotate, bringing the arms parallel to the floor, looking over the back shoulder. Checking in with the back leg. Are we maintaining our strength in the left quadricep and glute? Good. One more breath here. And we'll inhale back to center, lifting the arms, coming into warrior two, pivoting the back foot. Good. Bringing the arms down, parallel to the floor. Checking in, can we see our toes? Gazing over the fingers. Good. Palm strength, where's our butt? Let's get it underneath us. Tucking the left butt cheek in. Scoop the pelvis underneath. Good. Flipping our front hand, palm up. Taking a deep breath and coming into a reverse warrior. Let's hold here for 5 breaths. Big breath in. And then on the exhale, we windmill the arms forward, coming onto the forearm, extending the left arm over the body or over the ear. Big breaths, opening the side body. Good. On the next inhale, we'll come back to our reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, straightening the front leg, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle. Floating through these 4 poses with our breath. Bending or straightening the leg, or both. Yogi's choice, of course. One more flow. And we'll all meet up in triangle pose. Extending the left arm tall, engaging the left glute, pressing the pelvis forward. Allowing the right arm to fall where it will, finding the shin or the floor, of course, for stability as needed. Trying to create a little strength in the side body. One more breath. And we'll bend our right knee, lowering the left hand, coming into forward fold. Once again, let's just pedal that out, swaying left and right. Maybe grabbing the inside of your elbows. Whatever feels good here to rinse that out. And we're going to come back to our vinyasa, but adding a sun salutation A, coming into a plank and a down dog. So finding stillness here, inhaling flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping the arms up. Palms together, and let's sink into our chair. All the way up. Arching and reaching. Exhale, swan diving forward, planting the hands. Go ahead and step back into a plank. Let's hold here for a few breaths, finding our stability. Shoulders are over top of the hands. Fingers are gripping in and the elbows are facing forward, wrapping the elbows forward. Good. Palm straight, torsos are parallel to the floor, hips are up, not sagging, good. Let's lower into a chaturanga. Wrap the elbows all the way into the sides of the body. Hold here for a couple breaths if you can. Good job, good job. Lower down, cobra, flattening the back feet. Lifting the chest again, a couple of breaths here. Breathing into the lower back. Lower all the way back down to the mat. And a kneeling plank here, pressing up. Curling the toes under, stepping into down dog. Yay. And again, you're welcome to rinse that out, pedaling the feet, driving one heel into the mat at a time. Starting to warm up our shoulders as we start to include our inversions and a little bit more plank work here. Good. So bending the knees, coming up onto the toes, gazing forward, stepping or hopping to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway flat back. Exhale, forward fold all the way up, swooping the arms, adding our chair, light in the toes, good, sweeping our hands up, forward fold. Let's plank, chaturanga, upward facing cobra upward facing dog or cobra, good. And then step back into your down dog, rolling over the front of the feet. Good, taking 2 breaths here. And we'll go through that a few more times. Good. Coming up on the toes, gazing forward, bending the knees, hopping or stepping forward. Good. Inhale, halfway flat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Chair. Nice. Sweeping up. Forward fold. Plank. Stepping or hopping. Wrapping the elbows forward. Chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra. Good. And then stepping up into down dog on the next exhalation. Again, taking a couple of breaths here. Good. On the next inhale, we gaze forward, bending the knees, and then go ahead and hop, step or jump. Inhale, halfway flat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling into chair. Good. Inhale, sweeping up. Forward fold. Plank. Chaturanga. Going to your flow, your breath. And down dog. Good. 2 breaths in between. Noticing the heaviness of the head, drawing space between the vertebrae. Good. Gazing forward, coming up on our toes, bending the knees, hopping or stepping. Inhale, halfway back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands together, chair. Good. Inhale all the way up. Swan dive forward. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra. And down dog. Good. Let's hold here. Well done. So we're going to lift our right leg off the ground. Let's bend at the knee and open the hips up, rotating the hips towards the wall, stacking the knee on top of the hip and looking underneath the left armpit. Finding a stretch here that suits you. You may feel this running down the left leg. You may feel this running through the right hip and lower back. Maybe even coming up on the fingertips of the right hand. Again, whatever suits you. Breathing into any areas of discomfort as we build strength Noticing the energy pattern running from the left hand through to the left foot. Good. One more big breath. And we rotate back to center, bringing the right foot behind the left, tapping it down wherever it will. And then just slowly moving yourselves left to right. Maybe finding stillness. If you find a sweet spot to breathe into, allowing the head again to hang heavy, a little traction on the neck. Noticing what's happening on the outside of the left leg as it runs from the glute down towards the ankle. Good. And bring the right foot back out. Give the ankle a little bit of a roll. Nice. And let's place the right foot back down. This time lifting the left leg all the way up. Inhaling. Rotating. Opening the pelvis. Looking up underneath the right armpit. Again, finding strong position here. Breathing into any areas of discomfort and noticing where the energy is running. Calm strength. Maintaining our presence in this moment. One more big breath. And we'll rotate our hips back to center. Bring the left foot over behind the right foot. Once again, either shifting left and right or finding stillness. Noticing what's happening from the outside of the right leg. One more breath. Good. Lifting the left leg back up, bending at the knee, wiggling the ankle around. Good. And let's come down into our first child's pose, bringing the toes together and the knees to the outside of the mat. Extending our hands long, sinking our hips back, maybe swaying left to right. Or finding stillness. Option, of course, to move the hands underneath the forehead. And to bring the head down to the mat. Bringing our awareness to the breath. The lateral expansion of our rib cage. Inhale, we're going to draw ourselves up into all fours, bringing the knees underneath our hips, grabbing a sip of water here if you'd like. It's time. We're sweaty.
I can see. Me too,
It's the humidity, right? You're working really hard because you're working really hard. Good. Finding yourself back into all fours. Go ahead and just sway left to right. Good. Before we get into our second set of power poses, we're going to go through our plank set again, the sequence that we did last week. I'm going to add a fifth option this time. So let's go ahead and lift our hips up into plank. Hands are directly under the shoulders. So this is obviously number one. You are welcome to stay here as long as you would like. Or, right? Feeling every bit and every fiber of the body engaged. The first variation is to lift the right leg, pressing back into a single leg down dog. Bringing the right knee to the right tricep into our plank. There's number one. Good. Number two, extend the leg all the way back, lifting. Bringing the knee back to the tricep. Number two, coming up on the left fingertips, drawing the knee up, pressing the earth away. Inhale, press back, single leg down dog. Let's take a deep breath in between here, pressing into the left calf muscle and ankle, pressing the heel towards the mat. Good. Coming into our plank, bringing the knee back into the tricep, maybe coming up onto one finger on the left hand. Engage the right side of the glutes. I feel it too. Good, and let's step back, single leg down dog. Deep breaths in between. 2 more variations. Good. Floating again into our plank, bringing the right knee up to the right elbow, maybe lifting the left arm off the mat. There's number 4. Step back, single leg down dog. Deep breath in between. Good. And one more time, floating the right knee to the right tricep. Good. Holding, holding, holding. And let's step all the way through. Right leg comes underneath the body. Option to stay here.
Or lift the
arm, fallen star. Well done. Holding here. Feeling the energy drawing up from the right arm. Good. Bring the left hand back down. Ninja chaturanga. Oh, holding here. Good. Holding here. Pressing back up. Very good. Feeling it running along the right side of the leg. You may feel this into the lower back. Maybe a gentle rotation over to the right. Good. And let's bring the right leg all the way back under, extending, single leg down dog. Good. Press into the left heel, reach the leg high as you ever have. And bring the right leg down, child's pose. Well done. Let's get off of our hands, knees together, toes together. Bring the hands behind our back. And roll the shoulders back, lifting the arms over. Top of the back, stretching out the right hand where you might be feeling all the energy right now. Checking in with the breath. You did it. You did all 5 variations. I'm so proud. Lowering the arms if you had them lifted above the back, letting the shoulders just roll towards the mat. Taking a few more deep breaths here, resetting. Great. Inhaling, bringing the hands underneath us, stepping up into all 4s. Good. Let's bring our hands backwards so the palms are facing up. And again, shifting forward and back. Just a little bit of a gentle stretch on the wrists and the lower back. 2 more. Good. And then pressing the palms forward again. We're going to step all the way back up into our plank. Here we go. Toes are together. Elbows are wrapping forward. And we're going to do our variation on this side. So the left leg this time. On the inhale, single leg down dog. Reaching the left leg high above the body. And then come and float the left knee to the left tricep. Variation 1. Good. Extending the leg back, single leg down dog, taking a breath in between. And then we float the left knee to the left tricep again. Coming up onto the fingertips, maybe of the right hand. Pressing the earth away. Feel the abs start to light up. Good. Extend back, single leg down dog. Deep breaths in between. Good. Third variation, floating forward, left knee to left tricep. Maybe up on one fingertip now. Feel the whole body light up. And go ahead, single leg down dog. Starting to press the right heel into the mat a little bit more. Lifting the left leg a little higher. Fourth variation. Inhaling, plank, maybe lifting the right arm off the mat, finding stability between the left hand and the right foot. Can we find presence in this moment? Good job. Extend back, single leg down dog. Woo! One more variation. Let's take our deep breaths in between. Good. Inhale, floating back to our plank last time. Holding here for a good breath. And then that left foot comes all the way under the body, extends underneath us. Option, rotate the right foot, lift the right hand. Keeping the hips high. Fallen star. Generate some energy in that left arm. Feel it running through to the right arm. Good job. Bring the right hand back down. Ninja Chaturanga. Yeah. Catch our breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, pressing back up. Maybe a slight rotation over to the left. Feeling the energy down through the left leg. Good, one more breath. Good, back to our single leg down dog. Pivoting the right foot, drawing the left leg all the way back in. Extend back this time, pressing the right foot into the mat, lifting the left leg as high as you've ever lifted it. Letting the head hang heavy. Last couple of intense breaths here, maintaining our presence in this moment. Good. Tapping into our breath. And go ahead and let both knees come down to the mat. Child's pose. Finding our arms along the side. Embryo. Making fists with our hands to help soothe the wrists that we've just worked so hard. Coming back to our breath. Congratulating ourselves for doing such a challenging sequence and for finding that inner strength. Good. On the next inhale, we draw our arms back underneath us. Once again, pressing into all fours. Good. And let's just do a sequence of modified cat-cows, floating forward and back, slowly starting to add the cat and the cow into it, maybe drawing toes under the shins, whatever feels comfortable for you. Elongating the spine from tailbone to crown of head. Rounding and arching. Finding what feels good for you at this point in your practice. One more breath. And let's sit down onto our glutes into easy seated position. Stacking the legs on top into fire logs as possible. Option to come into fire log, option easy seated, whatever works best for you. And we're just going to circle around gently. We'll do both directions on both legs. Finding the grounding of our sit bones. Checking in with the sensations in our lower back. Good. Switching directions. One more time. And we'll come back to center. Inhale, lifting the arms over the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Hinging at the hips. Maintaining a flat back. Using our forearms, our fists, our hands as we slowly lower down. Maybe changing the position of your legs, whatever feels like it gets into the spots that you need to breathe through. Allowing the head again to hang heavy. Maybe even rolling the head left to right. Deep breath in, walking the hands back, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Extending the legs in front of us, staff pose. Give the legs a little wiggle. And of course, my all-time favorite, we're superheroes again. Inhaling, hands come out on an angle, and let's just pulse forward, keeping the feet flexed, toes are pointing up, chin is tucked into our chest, and we pulse. Just breaking into the cobwebs in the back of the legs one last time. Building the collagen back up. All those little microfibers in the connective tissues that we need to take care of. Breathing in, nurturing breath. Each inhale. One more breath. Bringing the arms down, rolling again the vertebrae back up, switching legs, opposite one in front or on top. And we'll start again by circling around gently and checking in with the lower back and the hip flexor of whichever anchored leg that may start to light up a little bit. Making note of where we're holding the tension and how we can work through it. Good. Go ahead and change directions. One more circle. And we come back to center, lifting our arms over our shoulders, deep breaths in, reaching tall, and exhale, hinging forward. And once again, finding the earth with our forearms, our fists, or our hands. Allowing the chin to fall towards the chest. Maybe moving the head side to side if that feels good on the neck and the upper back. Just finding whatever final movements feel good here. Inhale, we'll press ourselves back up to an erect spine. Lifting our arms again once over the head, inhaling. And a gentle rotation, exhaling, open this time. So bringing the arm to the same knee, looking over the shoulder, breathing the spine tall. Noticing any sensations that may be drawing up from the lower back, through the spine, upper back, neck, shoulder, jaw. One more breath. And on the inhale, let's bring the arms all the way up over the head again. And exhale, opposite side, coming up on the back fingertips, looking over the back shoulder. And just deep breaths, massaging the tissues along the spine and into the head. Nurturing any area of discomfort. One more breath. And inhale, reaching all the way up. And hands to heart. Taking a couple of deep breaths in through the nose. And out through the mouth. One more, noticing the shoulders melt away from the ears. Smiles on our faces. Give thanks for the opportunity to practice. Filling our hearts with gratitude for something somebody may have done or said for us in recent days that made us feel supported and loved. Reflecting on any intention we may have set at the beginning of our practice, or setting one for ourselves now. Inhale, opening our arms parallel to the floor, lifting our hearts. Exhale, wrapping our arms around us, giving ourselves a big hug, reminding ourselves how amazing we are. How strong, how loving, brave, and compassionate. One more time, inhaling, opening, and wrapping the arms around the opposite side. Exhaling, folding inwards, bringing all that love in towards ourselves. Inhale, opening, and exhale, hands to heart. Thank you all for joining. Namaste.